The 10 most interesting world facts you'll ever hear. Number 1. Europe's recent droughts were the worst in 2,100 years. Since 2015, Europe has been experiencing severe dry periods and excessive temperatures, resulting in massive droughts. To try to pin down the cause, researchers led by the University of Cambridge, and published on the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration website, looked at isotopes in the rings of old European oak trees in Central Europe that evolved over thousands of years. According to Alert, they discovered that the dry spells are a result of human-caused climate change and associated shifts in the jet stream. Number 2. Glaciers and ice sheets store nearly 70% of the world's fresh water. According to Water in Crisis, a guide to the world's freshwater resources, published by the United States Geological Survey, the seas hold little over 96% of the total amount of water on the world, USGS. That is, however, largely salt water. Because 68.7% of the world's fresh water is locked in ice caps, perpetual snow, and glaciers, you'll have to go to the poles to find it. Number 3. Hawaii is the best place on the world to see rainbows. If you're a big fan of rainbows and want to see them all, the state of Hawaii is the place to go. The area's mountains provide significant gradients in clouds and rainfall, which are important to abundant rainbow sightings, according to a report published by the American Meteorological Society in 2021. Air pollution, pollen, and a huge number of cresting waves all contribute to Hawaii's rainbow quantity and quality being at the top of the list. Number 4. The highest recorded wind gust on Earth was 253 miles per hour. Keep your caps on because this isn't your typical windstorm. Olivia, a tropical cyclone off the coast of Barrow Island, Australia, struck with such ferocity in 1996 that it set a new record. Olivia's eyewall produced 5 intense 3-second wind gusts, the greatest of which was a 253 miles per hour gust, according to the Weather Channel, shattering the previous wind record of 231 miles per hour recorded in Mount Washington, New Hampshire in 1934. Number 5. There are fossilized plants under 1.4 kilometers of ice in Greenland. The Greenland ice sheet covers around 80% of Greenland, making it the biggest and possibly the only relic of the Pleistocene glaciations in the Northern Hemisphere, according to Britannica. Is it, however, always been this cold? Researchers discovered well-preserved fossil plants and proteins at the bottom of a 1.4 km core sample obtained in 1966 at Camp Century during the Cold War, indicating that the huge sheet melted and reformed at least once in the last million years. Number 6. The ocean floor can be mapped using whale songs. Fin whales are the ocean's version of Barry White. According to Scientific American, the deep, roaring songs that males employ to attract mates are the loudest of all aquatic species and can be heard up to 1,000 kilometers, 600 miles, distant. They can also be used to sonically map to the ocean floor, because to the fact that sound can travel to depths of 2.5 kilometers, 1.6 miles, bounce back, and provide researchers with precise readings. Beyond that, a 2021 study in Science showed how using a fin whale's song can be far more useful and have less of a negative impact on sea life than using a large air gun, which is the typical tool researchers rely on. Furthermore, according to a study published in Science in 2021, using a fin whale's song is significantly more effective and has a lower impact on sea life than using a huge air gun, which is the traditional equipment used by researchers. Number 7. Deep-sea volcanoes have revealed new creatures. Finding previously unknown organisms in the depths of the ocean may sound like something out of a science fiction horror film. But a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America in 2020 found over 90 putative bacterial and archaeal genomic families and nearly 300 previously unknown genera in a deep-sea volcano near New Zealand. Hydrothermal vents, like deep-sea volcanoes, have been connected to the beginning of life in certain studies. So, are we witnessing the emergence of future land dwellers? We'll have to wait and see what happens. Number 8. Mount Everest has grown in size since it was last measured. Mount Everest may not have grown physically, having attained maturity a long time ago. But the most recent survey conducted by surveyors from China and Nepal shows the mountain peak to be taller than previously imagined. According to NPR, previous observations have ranged from 29,002 feet above sea level in 1856 to 20,029 feet in 1955. However, due to plate tectonics, researchers have finally determined that Mount Everest stands at a massive 29,031.69 feet after a lengthy process of surveying the peak with GPS sensors. Number 9. Flowers are changing color as a result of climate change. Don't worry, your beloved red roses won't become blue overnight. But an increase in UV radiation produced by the ozone layer's deterioration in recent decades has led flowers all around the world to change. According to a 2020 study led by Clemson University experts, UV pigmentation in flowers has grown over time, resulting in pollen destruction. Although we cannot perceive the color change with our eyes, it is a major issue for pollinators such as bees, who are drawn to the rich colors produced by flowers. Number 10. Dentistry is the world's oldest profession. Dentistry dates back to when humans first had teeth, well, not quite that far back. One research, however, discovered evidence of teeth drilling in skulls dating from 7,500 to 9,000 years ago. A prehistoric bow drill was most likely used to make the holes. Could that be the first dentist's work? According to the BBC, one rotting tooth in the jaw had been carefully scrubbed and scrapped with the tool according to study undertaken by the University of Bologna, Italy on a 14,000-year-old skull. That makes dentistry one of the oldest documented professions, which is certainly cause for celebration. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to get the latest info about the world of sports. Greetings sports